Back on the reptilian home world, Queen Kikadis was awaiting the gathering of the overseers. She lurked and paced with a worrying expression on her face, up and down the length of her chambers, nibbling on some locally cooked food called galanbeni, a local bird that was like human food, very similar to roasted chicken with green beans and gravy and boiled eggs. This dish offered little relief from the weight of meeting with the overseers, in particular Governor Slonkak, a real mover and shaker. Despite his age and tomb-like movements, he looked like a reanimated corpse. The queen was beginning to think that the rumors might be true about his age. The implications of that claim could demote the governor, as any technology, hidden and not shared with all members of the overseers, was an offense, with the immediate demotion, and made an outcast, sent to a distant moon, never to return. This would get the queen back in the game. All she needed now was some solid evidence. Her mind came alive with the thought of her generals working on the intel gathering about the lone human ship. As she continued to pace back and forth with anxious steps, her two personal guards watched, hoping for something to happen so that she would snap out of the trance she was in. Looking at each other, the guards, with unspoken words, began to take a step forward. Before they could even motion, the queen's head snapped to the side with a glare that could crack an asteroid. With a bellowing voice said, "No moving. You are royal guards with the highest discipline. I don't need any distractions while I am in my Zen think tank mode." At the exact moment, the holopad console blinked with a calming light of good news. Well, the queen had hoped that's what was on the other end of the call. It was her average general, Trivenak, with somewhat of a downward stare. "Lift your head and explain what's going on." She huffed with a snort. The general slowly lifted his head. "My queen, don't get angry. We did as you asked. After your message, we immediately left the Space Jam concert and took the invasion fleet off autopilot and searched for the human ship named the Ghost. We did better than outbest, but the ship was somehow everywhere at once and had tactics like no other. Oh, and we have a name." The general paused as if awaiting a good ear bashing from the queen, but nothing, just silence. "My queen," he nervously said, the queen, using all of her meditation techniques, just to keep calm, replied, "A name, General. Now speak it. I need it for the meeting with the overseers. This is not a time for delays." General Trivenak spoke with a somewhat relieved tone in his voice, as the queen was not upset at the blunder with the ghost ship. This was great, thought the general. All she wants is a name. I haven't even told her about his message yet. Commander Adams, and he said to back off the invasion into human space, or he will bring one to our home world, he said proudly. The queen pondered for a minute. "I have not heard of that human name before, and if he thinks that scares me, he has not met a queen like me. I am hopeful the records keeper can shed light on the matter. That will be all for now. Oh, and on the failures to do your job correctly. I will be cutting your pay credit by a quarter, and that is because I am in a good mood. You're lucky it's not half. I hope that Space Jam concert was worth it." The queen, with this newfound intel, was more than ready to face the overseers. What it exactly meant, she was unsure, but it will rustle a few scales at the meeting. Commander Adams and the crew with the Watchers disembarked the vessel and headed into the cosmic pizza place. The manager of the establishment approached the commander. "Hello, Commander. I see you have brought friends, your usual spot." "Yes, and bring the special order number 12, and keep them coming. We have some hungry Watchers here." Commander Adams, smiling at the manager, and hoped he didn't mention the old hit show from 2,000 years ago in ancient human times, as he was a fan as well. "Right away. Any drinks with that?" The commander hadn't asked the Watchers what they drank and had no idea. With a quick ask of their leader Tulrix, "What do you guys drink?" The leader put his hand to his chin, thinking for a moment. "What is that stuff you humans have that is a little bitter with a frothy white head on it?" Tulrix shrugged, wondering if the humans had understood. "Oh, You mean brewskis, nice choice. I will bring them out shortly. Happily spoke the manager, the crew, and Commander Adams, sparking up small talk with the watchers, got an interesting answer to the question about the reptilian queen and how long they had been watching humans. Well, you see, out lifespans are similar to that of the reptilians, 1,200 humans years, and have a common ancestor back trillions of cycles ago. On the matter of this queen giving us trouble out there in the borders, we may have some juicy intel on the one you call Counselor Kredos. Oh, that annoying bastard he took over from the late Malachi. The commander barely controlling himself from a rant and spraying the Watcher's leader with spit. Sorry, Tulrix, I get a bit worked up over that guy and I haven't even met him yet. Apologize, Commander Adams. No trouble at all, young human, and your judgment might be well placed after I tell you about a communications intercept. My bosses are keeping tightened lips about. Not even a word could leave of Tulrix's mouth as the doors burst open to the cosmic pizza place. Commander Adams quickly put his hand on his side arm laser as the rest of the crew and watchers went on the defense mode, slightly crouching towards the table. Other customers looked startled, thinking, what's the leader of the Human Council doing here? Well, what do we have here? I see you disobeyed my direct orders and didn't report to me after your little rescue stunt. The leader of the Watchers went to speak, but the commander motioned that he will deal with this knucklehead. Well, you see, after another one of our successful missions on the borders, rescuing our new allies and bringing them back safe and sound without any losses, we decided to treat our friends to some food, and they are loving it. That was before you turned up. The commander, looking back at the smiling watchers and crew, I see you're also quick with your words, not often a trait found in Marines or heroes, and I am guessing that the famous ghost ship parked in the dock. I was thinking of something more magnificent. Well, if it is helping, with the invasion, I guess it could pass for a vessel. The council smirked at the commander before anyone could react. The leader of the Watchers darted across the room in a fast haze and had Council Kredos in a headlock. The commander was stunned, thinking to himself, I thought turtles were slow, drawing his sidearm to help Tulrix with the situation. Tulrix still grappling, the counselor said, You are all fools to have this human as a leader, mainly speaking to the shocked humans in the cosmic pizza place. As he looked to his left, backup had arrived, 200-plus city guards.